Welcome back to the Southern Pickleball Podcast. As always, I'm everyone's favorite 4-4 duper Corin, joined here by my co-host and co-founder of Southern Pickleball, Mark Spackman. And today, we have our Pro Pickleball Correspondent back in the building, Zach Deutsch, here to talk about the MLP Cup, the World Pickleball Championships, and all about the saturation of indoor pickleball facilities. But before we start, please make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, thank you to our sponsors. Head Pickleball, a favorite of Southern Pickleball and its players all across the country. Diadem Sports, the official pickleball of Southern Pickleball and of the world, and the only pickleball that we want to play with and you should want to play with as well. And Mizuno, the shoe that is helping us grow the game on and off the courts. We're also grateful for Mizuno's continued support of Southern Pickleball as they provide us with some incredible giveaways for our tournament players and fans. So Zach, the people have been asking for you. They've been coming to me. Corin, when's Zach going to be back? Corin, when's Zach going to be back? And I said, you know what? I don't know because the pro pickleball scene is boring right now.
It is boring.
But we are fresh off the MLP Cup, which for those of you who don't know, I assume that's most of you. If you're like me, if you're like most of us in this room, other than our pro pickleball correspondent, Zach, MLP season was over. No, it's not. They come back with their all-star game, quote unquote, after the season's over because they don't want to be like other normal sports. And the MLP Cup just took place the weekend before the Worlds as a part of the World festivities, if you will. So, how are we feeling about it?
Yeah, so I mean, personally, with me being a fan of MLP more than PPA, I enjoyed it, but it did feel kind of out of place. It was weird to kind of have it back after 3 or 4 months off from
since August, right? I mean, the
July or August. Yeah.
It was forever ago.
I mean, it feels like it was just kind of weird, but they advertised it as a last chance opportunity to see your favorite MLP team as it is right now before the new Palm Beach Royals come in and take
That sounds like
players.
an awesome idea. Then let's just World Series ended this week, right? Can we do it again in 3 weeks?
Yeah, we do. Hey,
Let's just do it.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe the Braves can play in this one.
Yeah, the Dodgers won. Wow, we don't like that. Let's go again.
Yeah.
Let's go again.
So it was weird, but it was fun to see. The Las Vegas
Is
Night
weird
Owls.
the word you want to use for it? Was it weird or was it stupid?
A little bit of both. There's a little bit of both. I mean, they're calling. So this, for those of you that don't know, the St. Louis Shock won.
Finally.
So
Yeah.
are they the champs now for the year?
Well, that's the thing. I don't feel like it's a situation where you can call them champions. It's kind of like an all-star game. Like you don't call the winning NFC or AFC from the NFL if they win the Pro Bowl as the NFL champions, and you don't call the winners of the MLB All-Star game the champions. So
No, but I think the difference here, because I agree that is true, but it is, it's not like it's really not an all-star game because it's just the regular teams. And if anything, we were lacking some all-stars in the MLP Cup. But I think I probably liken it more to like the NBA Cup, But I can't even tell you who won. I think like the Bucks maybe won it last year. But I bet most
What is
people
the NBA Cup?
Exactly.
So yeah, they just divide the teams into a bunch of pools, and then they play it out, and then the winners of the pools go on to play.
But that's not what they did for this. They actually played the teams. They all brought their rosters whether they're supposed to or not. I mean, and they were actually playing it. It was like playing a Super Bowl.
They were still broken up into pools. So they got broken up into 4 different pools. The Las Vegas Night Owls, they won Challenger from the regular MLP season. So they got their first taste of Premier this time. So that was a little bit weird. You had 3 pools of 4 and 1 pool of 5. And the number 1 team to come out of each pool went on to play semifinals winners to the championship.
Well, that's the format that I used to like back when they would do it and they would play it rather than just get together and play matches that just counted towards the standings.
Regular season, yeah.
But I think, if you take, Anna Bright, if you look at her newsletter that came out, when she wasn't talking about whatever this thing is she has for Hayden is and about how awesome he is and how he's the best on the right and the best on the left. And I don't know. She did throw Gabe in a little bit, but when she wasn't talking about her, crush on Hayden, she even said that the reason they won was because they just didn't feel the pressure and it didn't mean. And so it wasn't she had this big thing, about how she just didn't feel any pressure playing because it didn't really mean a lot.
Well, congrats to the Shock. They, they won a trophy and they won $50,000 for their team. So, very, very happy for them before they end up eventually having to drop Gabe or Hayden. And I based off of Anna's newsletter. I wonder which one it is that they're going to get rid of. So, yeah, they have to drop this was before, all the teams get shuffled up again and they do the free agency draft and all that stuff. I have a feeling that the Shock are going to probably spend a lot of money to get the number 1 overall pick to get Gabe back, but who knows?
Well, listen, I'll say this. I said it before. I'll say it again. I think the MLP has some potential. I did watch the last finals, not the MLP Cup, like the actual finals, the ones that mattered.
The one that the Sliders won.
Yeah, it was electric. It was so good. They have something, but then they do something like this, and it's just like, man, the MLP sucks. No offense. Sorry.
Well, that's what
you
that's
guys
sort of my point, Corin, is I truly love MLP, and I love PPA both. But to me, it almost, as a fan trying to want it to be a real sport and be a real thing, I thought it kind of devalued or made it kind of not real.
Right. It's hard to keep up with all they're doing. I mean, they're changing stuff every year. They change the roster makeups every year. They change the way that they're drafting I don't even really fully have a good grasp anymore of how the MLP works.
When you first asked me about it, I was like, I thought you were wrong. I was like, they didn't have it. They had the championships a few weeks ago. I was like, they're playing collegiate this weekend out there, and you're like, no,
they did that too.
Yeah. They got the MLP Cup. So I'm like, really? You're going to make all the pro players play the MLP Cup on the weekend before they're going to start the PPA World Championships? No wonder that Anna Lee's sitting out for what is that?
Load management.
Load management.
Another straight from the NBA.
Yeah,
from the NBA book.
The youngest player on the
yeah.
Well, not the youngest, I guess, anymore, but one of the youngest players sitting out for load management. But
come watch all your favorite players except for everyone's number 1 favorite player.
What was interesting that I saw, that was the other thing, and in the Anna Bright deal, is that she said that not that he should get credit for it, but that Ben actually tried this time and looked like he was into MLP for a change this week.
Yeah, well,
they did switch it up. The LA Mad Drops, they switched it up a little bit. After they traded for Ben in the regular season, the partnerships, it was Hunter Johnson and Jade Kawamoto, and then it would be Ben and Catherine. But for the MLP Cup, they experimented and they played Ben with Jade, and it worked out pretty well.
Are you trying to start a thing saying that Ben doesn't like playing with Catherine?
I think Catherine doesn't like playing with Ben.
This is why we bring you on here for stuff like this.
Is that something you're
there's
you
not
and Athena
really,
talking about this in your Discord?
There's not really too much theory behind it. It's just they didn't play well together, and I think that that comes from years of them being competitors against each other on the mixed circuit, because Ben plays with Anna Lee. He doesn't really ever play with Catherine, and I think the Catherine's competitive side just came out when it comes to playing with Ben, and she's a very dominant player. Not saying that Anna Lee isn't, but I think that Catherine likes to have a little bit more control and doesn't like giving up 80% of the court like Anna Lee does when she plays with Ben.
Yeah. Well, listen, let's break it down real simple here. Did it? Oh, go ahead.
It's all right. So you're telling me you think Anna Lee gives up more court to Ben than Catherine's happy? I think you got that backwards.
Well, if you watch it, Ben does give Anna Lee a little bit more leeway when it comes to the court, but if there's a dink in the middle, Catherine likes to go after those with her backhand, and Anna Lee kind of allows Ben to have those, and I just think Catherine and Ben just don't have really great chemistry, and comes from years of competing against each other on the mixed circuit, and you got to remember Catherine's partners throughout her time in mixed, as far as when PPA got big, are two people that really truly are Ben's rivals when it comes to
who's been our best partners, you think?
Riley Newman and Christian Alshon, for sure. And those two guys are huge rivals of Ben's too, so that they're always competing against each other, and I just think that Catherine's mindset is that she doesn't want to play with Ben.
Poor Catherine, always professional, always really, really nice, it seems. She keeps getting dropped. Keeps on getting dropped.
Well,
but MLP Cup, doesn't matter? No.
I just don't know if this is going to be something that they're going to end up doing.
I hope
long-term.
not. Or if they do, put it in the middle of the season. Don't do it 4 months after it. The last one was in August, I'm pretty sure. So where we actually just do.
2 months.
I didn't watch.
So.
How did the bouncers do? How did our Atlanta
The
team
bouncers suck. The
They did not do
bouncers
well.
are the worst MLP team ever.
Those
Listen.
are strong words.
Ever. You put them in the Challenger, they probably don't win it. Are they Challenger?
No, they're not Challenger. and
Premier,
I
right?
disagree
They
with you.
suck.
The Carolina Hogs are a lot worse than they are.
Yeah, well, they had they had to give up their best players for political reasons. But let me tell you something.
Are the bouncers the worst professional team in Atlanta?
Right now,
I mean, the Falcons had a pretty bad weekend.
yeah, but the Falcons at least have potential. The bouncers have no. If the Falcons went to the playoffs and won a playoff game, I'd be like, all right. If the Braves win the World Series, I say, all right. If the Hawks make a deep playoff run, I'm like, all right. If the freaking Atlanta Bouncers do anything in MLP, I would scream hallelujah because they stink.
I'm pretty sure Atlanta United only won like 3 matches last year. Or
Oh, but
something,
they won a championship before, so they also get a pass. I forget about Atlanta United. The Bouncers absolutely suck. I mean, they
They've got
have a
roller
couple
derby
good
team out in
players.
Cobb still somewhere.
Do we have a roller derby team?
think so.
I bet they're better than the Bouncers. They might even be better than the Bouncers at pickleball. I'm not sure. I love JMV. Chris Hayward is a beast himself.
I don't know if Chris
Vivian
is an
David
official
is so cool.
member of the team though.
No, but he played this weekend.
He
Vivian
did.
David, very, very.
So we had Hayworth and the other guy.
Jamais.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is that both Jamais and Chris are both very much singles specialists, and they're not really good when it comes to doubles.
I don't know, man. JMV and then Matt Wright made a run.
Yeah, sure. He makes a run every once in a while, but when it comes to like actual doubles,
Yeah.
like he's not consistently in.
He's probably in the top 10 in the world doubles, right?
He'd have to be.
top 16. I don't know, top 10.
That's a weird number to top 16.
Well, I don't think he's.
I think
top
most
10.
people would say top 15 next.
I don't know if he's top 10. He might be, but I don't know if he's top 10 just yet.
Listen, I'd love to keep talking about the Bouncers, but
Do they have coaches on these teams now?
I don't know. They have they have a
have
GM.
GMs.
Yeah, I've met the GM.
I think they have a
she's,
coach.
She's a nice woman. I don't know. Sorry if she's like the best GM in the world. You know, she's made a couple trades to try. At least she's trying. I
Good
mean, I
thing
guess
she's
I can
not
say
in
that.
SEC.
Yeah, if she's in the SEC, she would have been gone a long time ago. I'll tell you what. They don't play over there. That's another story for another day, though.
Well, I think in credit, I mean that's Leanne, that's the GM there. I think
Yeah,
if you look
it's a
at
hard
how that team has progressed from where they started,
well, yeah.
we've come a long way. So she's
That's
done
true.
she's done a great job.
They were a challenger
getting
team
it
at
done.
one point, so
They were a challenger team the year before.
yeah,
Yeah,
so good for them in that regard.
So she's taken it, got it off the ground to where they're at now. I mean, they need a home facility in Atlanta somewhere.
They do. So I mean, that's kind of our next thing. And so I was gonna say like the Bouncers suck, but we do have a lot of great indoor facilities in Georgia. At least we got something good in Atlanta, right? So in Atlanta now, there's become like a saturation of indoor pickleball facilities. And so I have a list here, and I almost guarantee you this is not all of them, and this is kind of like Metro Atlanta. So we have the Atlanta Pickleball Center. We have Ace Roswell, Ace Peachtree City, Pickle and Social, and another Pickle and Social, I guess, is coming. So make that 2 of those. We have the Painted Pickle, More Than Pickleball, Planet Pickle. We'll get to Planet Pickle in a bit. Pickleball Kingdom, which is in Austell. Dill Dinkers West End. Lifetime. There's a couple of them. Let's Go Pickleball, just open. ITP, which a lot of us call ITA. The Pickler, which just opened and coming. Am I missing any?
I don't think you even said the Georgia Pickleball Club, which
the Georgia
was the
Pickleball Club was supposed to come.
largest in the world.
Yeah, well, if they ever open,
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta
But
keep
so
taking those
that,
investors in.
That there, 1, 2, 3.
It's over
4.
10.
It's over 10, and that's all just in Metro Atlanta. And you know what though? One thing I have to say is like, I blame people like you two. All right, I do love indoor facilities. Don't get me wrong. I am actually an indoor facility kind of guy as long as they have their first month for free. And then for a month, I'm an indoor facility guy.
Oh,
Right?
you're awful.
But you guys are the biggest enablers. So you guys have joined now a indoor pickleball club, if you will, 2 months before they open.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you get a discount on the monthly rate, and we didn't have to pay initiation fees, so save money that way. And you're the first people to.
So how much would you pay a month to play indoor pickleball?
I think the price that I'm paying now for Pickleball Kingdom is in the sweet spot, which is $89 a month.
$89 it's a really good deal compared to all. I was once a member at Atlanta Pickleball Center, and I think that was around $130 a month or something. Maybe it's like $120. For me, that was well worth it. I could pretty much walk there. I was living in Midtown, right there. I could rent a court for myself, get the ball machine out there, go drill.
Well, rent a court, or was that included in your membership?
It was included in my membership. Yeah, it's
okay.
free court rental. I don't know how that works for them, but it was free court.
It seems like there's a lot of different models out there. Some is you pay a membership and you still have to court.
Yeah,
some is all inclusive.
No, so this one was so it was included. I could do 1 hour per day or something like that. And then I switched from that and I did Ace Roswell, which was $149 a month, and that one soured me. Because
the price or
the whole experience, and I think for some people this works. For me, it didn't. But they run it's an open play model, so you can't really reserve courts unless it's before 3 p.m.
They have court reservations though.
Only before 3 p.m. And then after 3 p.m., it's all open play, and you go there, and it's so packed and it's so busy, and people are only playing with their own kind of crew anyway. So it's like I'm paying $149 to do what I can just do anywhere. In literally any public park in America, so I think it works for some people. I don't think that one works for me. But how do you choose? So like you say you chose Kingdom because of the price
and proximity.
And proximity, that does make a lot of sense. But what about the play? Is the play going to matter to you, or is it just going to be because it's $89 and it's cold outside? I'm going to stay a member here throughout the whole winter, and I'll reevaluate in the summer.
I think that the play will work itself out eventually. Obviously, it's going to take some time to kind of like find that middle ground of where the play is going to be correct. But
what do you mean correct? High level play?
Yeah.
Fun play? Just good people?
All of the above.
All the above?
I think for me, I mean, it's in Cobb County where we don't have a lot of pickleball courts you can reserve. Yeah. There's no place that we can reserve. So for me, I can reserve a court and go play with 3 people I want and not have to worry about people walking up. So I think it will be better play for me than what I can get, going out to a park. But I am concerned, you have to have equal number of players you want to play with that are willing to pay the membership for it to work right. So I'm just wondering how this works. We brought up all the ones in Georgia, but I'm not thinking, with Southern Pickleball, going across the Southeast and maybe even across the country now in 2026. I'm just wondering, how viable the indoor pickleball models are. Because when I start looking at the footprint, I mean, like this one that we're talking about is going into a bargain hunt. Mm-hmm. A bargain hunt is typically 25 to 30,000 square feet. So I assume that you're going to have about 25 to 30,000 square feet. In Austell, Georgia, the commercial real estate rent right now averages somewhere between $15 to $20 a square foot. So, I mean, that's an annual price. So that means that's going to be $1.25 to $1.50 a month. So that means that's going to be a lease of $25,000 to $30,000 a month prior to common area maintenance fees. So I mean that's a lot of $89 memberships that you're selling
just to cover rent. Yes. You need like 280 members. But one thing I will say, and I don't know this for sure, but it almost feels to me a place like that, and this is I think where I personally think indoor facilities may be all right, is whoever owns that, I'm sure it's in like a shopping center or whatever. They really don't want that place empty. So maybe they get like 6 free months, or they're getting like some kind of discounted rate, maybe, So, because I can't imagine.
Free, but I mean, getting build out money and some runway is sort of common business. Whether you're a pickleball center or a pizza place or whatever. I used to be in the franchise pizza world with that, but you still have to have a viable business after it. And I want them all to work. So, I mean, a lot of what we're trying to do with Southern Pickleball is trying to figure out, hey, how can we help? Can we help train how to run successful tournaments? Can we help get leagues in their facilities or whatever? So I'm just curious about the model. I do think, one of the things is corporate events. That number seems huge for 25 or 30,000, but that might be one night of having Delta or Coca-Cola run in and do an event.
Yeah, that's
in
true.
their facility. So
that's a good point.
But then Jack's going to be upset because he paid $89 and he didn't get to play that night.
Yeah.
I mean, the big thing for me, based off, this is just personal knowledge from living here in Georgia, mid-November through April, really, it's pretty cold, and it seems like it rains a lot during those months. So that was a big driving factor for me. And, even.
How long have you lived in Georgia?
A lot. Most.
First you came on as our Pro Pickleball Correspondent with the Catherine Parento ALW, now you're trying to say we're cold from November to April in Georgia.
What
we have to get a new expert
next week. It's supposed to be in the 20s and 30s
for like 3 hours one day of the month.
Next week it's supposed to be 20s and 30s.
We have December gets a little cold and January gets a little.
But it
cold.
rains a lot.
Weather
it rains a lot.
This too.
It rains a lot.
I think it just rains.
It rains a lot.
Amount. But so let me ask you this question. So right now you're saying
too good of friends. You were just going to let them get away with all that stuff too. You weren't even going to say anything about it.
There's one thing I'm not. I'm not an amateur professional meteorologist, so I don't. I try not to speak on the weather.
I plan on holding the membership like throughout the summer too. So
even if the play thins.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason? Is it because now the summer's
I don't
too
think
hot,
that the play is going to thin.
Is it just? And before we keep going, actually, let me look in the camera here, and I just want to let it be known that a couple weeks ago, on this very podcast, the man sitting next to me had kind of opposed me for saying that we should go out, and if you want a private group, you rent a court. And all of a sudden, just a few short weeks later, he is one of the founding members of Pickleball Kingdom, Austell, Georgia, and his driving reason was so that he could rent courts. Let's just take a moment to think about that.
Well, I don't understand. I don't understand the inconsistency in that. I said that you should be able to pay to get a court to play with the people you want.
You said you shouldn't have to.
There's a lot of factors. Like, for Mark and I, our home court technically is Oregon Park.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's just talk about it. The courts are starting to crack. So there's, I feel like the county's not really looking into doing any maintenance. The lights are awful. We're constantly having to deal with people that are, a lot of like high school kids that come in and take their shirts off and play loud music and they're not able to control, their play, so the balls are constantly coming onto the court and interrupting our play and things like that. And I think it's a big driving factor for me to want to play indoors where the courts are individually fenced, and I don't really have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Let's be part of the solution rather than the problem. I mean, the county converted 2 tennis courts to make 6 pickleball courts.
Yes.
They're talking about doing more over there.
Yeah. So
we finally are getting. They've put courts at Shaw Park. They put courts at Nickajack.
Yep.
So they're trying to do it.
And they're doing a lot of temporary.
Yeah. They just can't grow as fast as the demand for it is, which sort of creates a market for some place like Pickleball Kingdom.
But so then that's my next thing, and I was going to say, do you guys think these places can sustain now that all of there's so many of them, but B, at some point all these counties, like I think if you look at Peachtree, they just opened 2 indoor facilities, being Ace and Let's Go. 2 beautiful facilities. I'm a free member. I was a free member at both. I'm still a free member at Let's Go. Thank you for that. Beautiful facility. But they're also now doing like an 18-court facility right down the road.
Yeah. So what do you do? Do you do?
Right. So like
they're not going to be
case
able to sustain.
Where you say like, okay, well I don't want to go to this park because they have 6 courts and this and that. But if they come back now and they, make an expansion, they have 18 nice new courts, you're not going to have an issue with balls flying because you're going to have plenty of space. I don't think many places are filling up 18 courts it'd be very hard. Even somewhere like Shaw Park in Marietta that we know gets very busy. I think 18 courts, you'd be hard pressed to have all 18 filled.
There's
so
going to be two ways for these indoor facilities to be successful, and one of them is going to be controlling the price, and the other one is going to be creating an environment that is somewhere that players want to be. So let's take example Ace Roswell. I think that they were one of the first, if not the first, indoor pickleball facility in the metro Atlanta area. And I mean, that place is packed, and I think it has a very well-known reputation for having some of the higher level players that play out of there. And they've created the Ace Championship Series, which I might, it's either $25,000 or $250,000. I can't remember which one it is, but they give out a ton of money during their championship series. They've created this reputation for themselves, and that is going to be a facility that is never going to lose interest unless there's another facility that comes along.
You've heard it here from our expert, Ace Pickleball.
Ace Pickleball
never going to close. That's going to be,
even though 42% of their people have now gone to Ace. I mean, to Lifetime. It's already happening. But this is what I'll say. I think.
That's a weird number. How do you pull out 42%?
I think next week
I'm here with you.
I'm curious. Next week we have John Roberts from Rhythm and Rally.
Exactly
the largest indoor. I'm curious to get a true expert's opinion on this.
So I'm glad Zach brought some of that up, because next week, just a little teaser, we do have the manager of the biggest indoor pickleball facility in the United States right now coming on. So we're very excited about that. But before we get gone, what's your favorite indoor facility? I won't ask Mark.
My favorite indoor facility?
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Your favorite indoor facility?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been to that many.
So then we're going to say Pickleball Kingdom Austell. I'm going to go with Let's Go Pickleball because they're still letting me play for free this month. I'm taking that hour-and-a-half drive.
Yeah, but you're a trader. You've posted pictures playing padel, so I don't want to hear it from you.
Oh, yeah.
You're a trader.
Listen,
you're a pickleball
for those
trader.
Of you out there, the Southern Pickleball Podcast may turn to the Southern Pickleball / Padel Podcast, because that game is great. If you've never done it, do it. It's awesome. I love it.
Trader.
It's all right.
But you said I couldn't pick, but I mean, and I don't want to pick, because I see so many great ones. But I think the big thing is when you look all around the Southeast and everything where we're traveling, you go to where you have like Performance Pickleball up in Virginia. Amazing facility, cameras in all the courts, padding and all that. And a sports bar that comes up right next to it. So that's a model that's kind of working for them. Then you go to Biloxi, Mississippi, and you got a pickler down there that doesn't have any of the food and beverage options, but 15 courts that are great, well-lighted, sort of, diehard. Then you come in our territory and you go to Pickle and Social, and you can get sushi and different things, and you can go outside in the lawn and watch a band on Friday and Saturday night. So, but then you go a mile down the road and you got More Than Pickleball. That's just originally was just sort of hardcore pickleball. Now they've added a beer wall. You have Pickleball Playground, that has the beer wall up there.
That's my favorite. Pickleball Playground.
No, they have a golf simulator too, so that's cool.
But now you got right across town, you got Pickleville with Kelly Smith, and he's now put heating and air, and he's got outdoors with a gazebo and indoor. I mean,
where's that?
Just in Louisville, Tennessee, and Knoxville.
Oh. Yeah.
So there's just all these really cool places that all these people are investing big time dollars into pickleball. And thank you, all you people that are putting millions of dollars into pickleball. I just think the question I'm like, when we, I remember there used to be a lot of frozen yogurt shops too, and everybody was like doing a lot of.
Used to be a lot of pizza buffets out there.
Same deal. True. Live that world. So I just, I'm just wondering. So my thing, what I would say, if you're listening to this, and try to support these people, because for every indoor pickleball facility you see out there, there's some people behind it that have chosen to really go the next step and invest major dollars in the growth of pickleball. So,
what's the one down in Augusta?
$80 or Dinked. Great facility.
Dinked is a great facility.
Great facility.
Whether it's
great
$80, $120, do that. At the same time, and this is just sort of on my soapbox with it, don't forget about the counties. Whether you're frustrated with, lights being out or nets not, they're working
Those
on budgets and
pesky
stuff.
teenagers.
Yeah, go back and support those leagues too,
Mhm.
because we want that to grow. Try to be part of the solution there.
Yeah.
Give positive feedback. So,
Yeah.
I just think
I'm
that's how we
supporting.
solve
I'm
it.
supporting a new league at an indoor facility starting in December. So we'll see how that goes.
Good. Yeah. So to sum it all up, indoor facilities are great. I think there's a place for them. We hope they all can succeed. There's so many of them. We don't know. Hopefully they do. You guys make sure you keep supporting your local as well. MLP sucks. The Atlanta Bouncers suck.
They're gonna
That's
get
just my
MLP
take. That's just my take. I
MLP
don't-
will be great again during the regular season next year.
MLP may be all right next season. We'll see.
There will be
Depends-
18 teams in
Depends
Premier.
on how many rule changes we have. But we thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the Southern Pickleball Podcast. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You guys let us know what your favorite MLP team is. Do you like the MLP? And what your favorite indoor pickleball facility is as well. We'll see you guys next week.